Well, hey there, Stomper folks. This is John Jaworski, Stomper coach and mentor, and we are here tonight for something that I think is going to be really, really exciting. I don't know about you guys, but I sit there and struggle with my Facebook campaigns and struggle with figuring out what the hell am I doing? Am I doing it right? It's a really uncharted territory. It kind of reminds me back when I started in the internet marketing world back in '93. When there were no courses on stuff and there was no one to teach you how to do things, and we just tried things and said, hey, that worked, that didn't work. Back then it used to take us months to find out if something worked. Now you can find out in a matter of days, probably sometimes hours. But Facebook, I think, gives so much possibility for marketers like us to really own a new territory, own a new frontier. But what's kind of weird is that, to me, and maybe it's just me and I haven't looked in the right places, and Robert might be kicking me under the table here, but for me, there's no real laws laid out. There's no real rules that I can see is this going to be crossing the line? Is this not going to be crossing the line? So to have somebody that has crossed the lines probably and lost accounts for himself, and then figured out where it was and figured out how to do this, that's exciting to me. Somebody who can say, hey, here's the right way to do this. That's why I'm excited to have Robert with us. I don't know if you guys know who Robert is, and that's kind of one of the cool things about StomperNet that I really like about us is that we find some of the people, some underground people who are just doing what I call quietly making noise, and they're developing something with customers, with clients, teaching people. Now, Robert has taught people how to do this and worked on over 1,200 companies and people that he's helped build a Facebook campaigns, and he's worked with dozens on his own, building his own campaigns. And this is somebody who really is in the trenches, somebody who's really dug in and said, hey, here's how to do this. And that's kind of cool, especially because Facebook really, relatively, when you think about it, it's a pretty new thing. Facebook hasn't been around that long. And to have somebody that has this experience in it, that's cool. I mean, Robert has managed about 2.3 million. He has Facebook pages that total more than 2.3 million fans. 2.3 million fans. That's a whole ton of fans. He's the go-to expert for Facebook marketing, from small startups to bigger, companies. He's worked with people like Tony Robbins, Yao Ming, some of the real heavy hitters in business, people that are really out there saying, hey, I got to make a presence here. I got to learn how to use this right. Where do I go to learn this? And they now they say, hey, I'm going to go to Robert and I'm going to learn exactly how to do this. And now we have the possibility to see, what crowd conversion is really all about. And I'm sure we're going to learn a bunch of stuff through here too. And we'll talk to you at the end about some other real cool stuff that StomperNet's going to be doing. But you know what? Instead of listening to me jabber on, let's dig in right now. Robert, are you there?
I am indeed. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful introduction. I'm going to learn from you how to do intros.
You're welcome. Welcome to the StomperNet gang. And hey, I'm excited as can be to dig in and learn what you got to teach.
Thank you. I want to welcome everyone here tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. We're going to rip through a whole bunch of content, so I recommend that you turn off the instant messenger, turn off the Skype, ironically turn off Facebook. Shut the door, make yourself comfortable, and get ready to take some copious notes because we're going to go and I promise a whole bunch of content. I don't usually teach this fast, but I wanted to get a whole bunch of content across to you. So let's begin. My biggest passion is helping people more than anything. I know that I've worked and continue to work with very big brands and many celebrities and famous people that you probably know. But my biggest passion is helping people who are starting to kind of learn the ropes on Facebook. And I've created this presentation to help you start to become a successful marketer on Facebook, to start taking advantage of what I honestly think is the greatest opportunity on the internet of our lifetime. And I'm going to explain to you why. So my job to you is to impart today, is to go and impart to you some of the skills and strategies that I've used to explode my own personal network to 297,000 people. And that's led me to go and build a 6-figure income and a 7-figure business. I'm not telling you that to go and try and impress you, but I think it's very important that you know that the people that are teaching you, no matter where it is or what space, are qualified to go and teach you. And not just that they know the knowledge, because it's one thing reading the manual and another thing driving the car. So that's the reason I'm telling you that. So I'm going to be giving you some specific strategies so that you can start leveraging Facebook's 500 million person network so that you can start taking your piece of the pie. So specifically what we're going to learn today is how to turn your fan page into a list building machine. I'm going to teach you how to set up a custom landing page, because it's a question everybody's always asking me, for your fan page, and explain to you the importance of it and why you need to do this now. Number 3, we're going to learn the most important Facebook plugins that you need to use for your website, and a ninja Facebook ad strategy to go and increase your response and build your fan page rapidly. As many of you may know, that we're in the middle of a really big product launch right now, and things have been pretty crazy over the last few days. We've had thousands and thousands of comments on our videos and had a webinar last night of about 9,000 people. So the interest is been absolutely huge, overwhelmingly huge. So, and at the end of the presentation, I'm going to be talking to you and introducing you to a brand new course that we've just put out called Crowd Conversion 3.0, which is a complete Facebook marketing training. I believe in being authentic and being transparent with people. I don't like it when people spring information on me about a product when I'm not expecting it, so I thought that I'd give you the same kind of respect. So let's start off. So there are 4 stages to successful Facebook marketing. The first is getting your tools in the right place for your traffic attraction content machine. Once you've got the tools there, then the next stage is obviously you want to get buyers on your fan page or your email list. When I say buyers, I think the biggest mistake that most people make is that they don't focus targeting buyers. On Facebook, you've got the ability to do demographic targeting to find the exact precise people, because there is so much information on people's profiles, they give their lives away. And they join fan pages and they join groups which enable you to go and target people who have already spent money on a product in your market. And the reason why that's so important is because people who've already spent money are 10 times more likely to go and spend it again, right? You know, compared to somebody who's never gone and spent money on a product. You know, the likelihood of them spending, maybe yes, maybe no. So that's one of the big focuses that we focus on in our team. So the next stage is structuring your network the right way, because once you understand the secrets, there's a hard way and there's a quick way. So if you structure and add the right people into your network, you're going to enable yourself to get massive exposure. So at the very beginning, it's not trying to add tons and tons of people into your network. That's the long way, and it's kind of counterintuitive. It's like going to a networking conference and trying to meet everybody. Well, there are certain people in that conference that already have the ear of everybody else in the crowd. And if you are able and you understand the secrets to tapping into their existing leverage, and on Facebook that's very, very easy, because Facebook broadcasts our conversations. If I'm having a conversation now with John, for example, on Facebook, I'm not just talking to John. I'm talking to John and his entire crowd. So there's 2 ways I could do it. Try talk to his crowd and add every single person one by one, or I can leverage John's existing presence, and then all of a sudden I'm going to get my message out there to the masses, and very, very quickly. And there's a specific way that this needs to be done. Last but not least, there's a strategy. Fan page is a huge part of it, and there's a launch cycle. There is an absolute strategy to launching your fan page and getting your message out there, warming people up and engaging them, and then converting them into buyers. And that cycle is, you know, approximately a 4-week cycle. It's not like set in stone, but it's approximately a 4-week cycle. And there's a very, very specific way to go and do so. And the big mistake that people make is trying to give away, you know, just trying to give away tons and tons of content, or not enough content, and just doing it continually in the same way. Whenever we're doing our marketing, especially on Facebook, we want to graduate people through stages. You know, people, when they think that information or content or something's going to be lying around there forever and more, they don't tend to go take advantage of it. But when you go and ask them to take actions, let's say, for example, we start sharing a certain amount of content on the fan page, and it's enough to go and pique their interest, get them really interested, and then they know if they want to get more information, then they've got to join your email list. And if they want more than that, maybe they go to your teleseminars, webinars, whatever it is, perhaps your live events, or they come and watch your videos on your own website. And then finally, obviously, the final stage is, well, if they want to get the full product or the full information, then they've got to go and make a purchase. I know that I'm sort of summarizing, maybe, you know, I'm not going into all of the details here, but it's important that you understand the overview. one thing that we didn't do was a sound check. Are people able to type in the chat, John?
Sure, they should be able to type in the chat. There should be have no issues with that.
Okay. Can everybody say yes? Awesome. Everybody's already typing yes. You knew where I was going with this. Okay. Thank you. So, what is it that you need to make money on Facebook? Well, here are the tools that you need. You need a simple website or a blog. If you want a blog, we recommend WordPress. A Facebook fan page. A like button, which we're going to explain about in a minute. A like box, and a way to go and message people, and last but not least, obviously, something to go and sell. So the first question that people always ask me is, Robert, are people seriously making money on Facebook, or is it just a bunch of guys fooling around and sharing photos? So rather than, me sit there talking to you about it, why don't we go and have a look at the facts? So first of all, the average Facebook user is a member of a number of different business pages. And Facebook business pages to date, there are now 5.4 billion people that have joined business pages, which is enormous. And people say to me, well, how can there be 5.4 billion people? There's barely that amount of people on the planet, because I said before, 500 million members, and the average person is a member of a number of different business pages. And they've become absolutely huge. But it's not just huge brands that are using them. There's 1.5 million local businesses now using Facebook business pages. And we're going to discuss a little bit about them in a minute and why they're so important and how we can go start leveraging them immediately in your business. A recent study that was done by a firm called Syncaps, interviewing 4,000 consumers across multiple markets, found some pretty shocking results when they measured the average value of a fan from the 20 brands included in the research. And here's what they found. First of all, that they found that fans spent an average of $71.84 more than non-fans across the space of a year in every single one of the cases of all the brands that they did the research on. And these were brands across multiple niches, and we're going to have a look at that in a second. The second thing that they found was that your fans are 28% more likely to stick to your brand, i.e. they're not going off and buying somebody else's similar product. They also found that fans are 41% more likely to recommend your product to their friends, which is free advertising for you. So let's go and zip through, because I wanted you to go and see this for yourself. I'm going to move pretty quickly because there's a bunch of companies here. But look at this, Nokia. Non-fans were spending $63 per year on average, double that for fans. BlackBerry, $97, $132 for fans. Motorola, $69, $160 for fans. Secret had a big increase there as well. Gillette, a big increase. Dove, the same kind of thing, over double. Victoria's Secret. Adidas, apparently I'm not allowed to say it the English way, which is Adidas. I was told off for that yesterday. And Nike, the same kind of thing, over double. Coca-Cola, a massive increase. Oreo, Skittles, Nutella, the same thing, a big increase. Red Bull, Pringles, PlayStation, a big increase there as well. Xbox, and this one's a biggie. Look at this, Starbucks, and they're using social media in an amazingly powerful way. And check this out. They've got, I think, over 10,000 branches all over the world and a massive amount of staff. Check this. They've only got 6 people managing their Facebook and social media campaigns because they're doing it in the right way. And this one was the one that really shocked me because I thought everybody really hates this brand after Supersize Me. But look at that. McDonald's, $150 for non-fans, fans spending $310 per year on average as a result of Facebook. From the huge campaigns that we've been involved with millionaire marketers like Alex Mandossian and promoting Sir Richard Branson that have brought in 6 figures in revenue in a week, all the way down to the startups who were just like people like students of ours, and we've had over 1,200 businesses and startups and newbies that we've helped. The same kind of results have been proven to be true across the board. That when people engaged Facebook in the right way, they found a massively increased response and an increase in sales from fans compared to non-fans. Now, it's really important that you understand that a huge shift has happened over the last 6 months. A massive shift on the internet. And a lot of people aren't aware of it, and those that are looking at it in the wrong way. And it's dangerous to look at it in the wrong way. This shift actually started in April 2010 this year. And it started off with Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, the founder of Facebook, standing up and announcing to the world they were going to be serving up 1 billion like buttons all over the internet, and that was going to take place in the space of 24 hours. They were confident that it was going to happen and it was going to explode because they already knew the huge partners that they had on board, and it caused a shift on the internet, the like of which has never ever been seen in the history of the internet since it began. More than 1 million websites since then have now integrated with the Facebook platform. And the results are absolutely staggering. It's growing at the rate of 10,000 websites every single day. And check this out. 150 million people are integrating every month outside of Facebook through websites like ours, external websites, through Facebook's like buttons and their plugins. 150 million people. You have to realize that this only took off and started in April, just about 6-7 months ago. The internet has never ever seen a growth like that, ever. Never before in history. Look at the result of what's happened because of this. Facebook is now referring more traffic to websites than Google. 6 months since this started. And it's a huge shift. But here, a lot of people don't realize this shift has happened. But most people look at this wrong. I told you most people look at this dangerously wrongly. And it's not, oh, yeah, Facebook's become this enormous great source of traffic. It is huge. We all know that. Okay, 500 million people using the platform is an enormous number. But that's not the key shift. The key shift is this. Today, relevant information is finding our customers on Facebook referred by their friends and referred by fan pages. That is the shift. In the old days, it would be that we're going onto Google and we're doing a search. And that was purely, basically, the only way that you could go and get access to information on the internet really fast, unless you knew the URL of a website where to go. Okay? So Facebook was the place that everybody would come to, a thought would pop up into their head, and then they go and they search for it. Now, the majority of traffic that is being driven by the communities on Facebook and Facebook fan pages, okay? So never before has it been so important that we are now engaging and have a presence on Facebook. Like I said, over 500 million people on Facebook, and they're now accounting for 26% of the internet population of the world, with the average user spending 55 minutes a day on Facebook. What does that mean to us? 1 in 4 page views in the US is now on Facebook, which is absolutely insane. It's massive. It looks like right now that Facebook has pretty much taken over the internet. But what does this whole shift mean to us? It means that we can't sit there waiting for people to come to us on our websites anymore. It means that we need to actively get our message in front of them in the place where they're spending their time every day. Okay, that's one of the most important fundamental things. Other huge shifts that you need to be aware of are the integration with eBay, which is pretty massive. The biggie is PayPal. They have shifted, and it's happening right now as we speak, that they are rolling out the integration with PayPal so that commerce starts to take place on the website itself without any external applications and without you having to go leave the site. They've also integrated now with a Visa network too. So as I said, we can't sit around waiting for them to come to us anymore. We need to go to them. Another shift that's just happened too, and this is enormous, okay? Just now I told you that people are now receiving the relevant information through their networks on Facebook, and that's driving more traffic than Google. But the second thing is this, that you have to understand one thing. As search engines, the one thing that they care about more than anything else is giving relevant information to the people that are searching. Because at the end of the day, if you went onto Google and you type something in, like in the old days, I remember when the internet first started, and you type something in, and I don't know, you'd want something like soccer, and then you'd get some stupid spam page because they'd gone and written the word soccer all over the page, and it was deceiving, and it was actually an offer for something else. Google smartened up, all the search engines smartened up, and they knew they're going to lose people if their customers, if the people who are using Google are not finding relevant information. So now, Bing has just gone and integrated fully into their search how many times something has been liked, and the search engine's algorithms are moving towards more relevant to you. So how do they know what's relevant to you? Well, by the way that you interact with people and with information. Facebook have got incredibly complex and very, very clever algorithms. Google do too, but they don't have access to the same kind of information that Facebook do. But even Google's doing this now. You see that your inbox, right now that your inbox on Google, they've got something called priority inbox, and they use, very, very clever algorithms to work out what's the most important information to you. And a really big shift happened as well with an announcement this week by Facebook that they were bringing out what a lot of people have referred to as the Gmail killer. And ironically, by the way, for those of you who don't know, that Google have actually gone and poached Facebook have just gone and poached about 200 of Google's best staff. And that's one of the reasons that Google's freaking out at the moment. But I want you to understand why this email platform is so powerful if it takes off, and even if that doesn't take off, this is the way that everything is moving towards. Gmail is also moving towards that, like I said. How are they going to decide what gets to the top of your inbox and what goes to the bottom? By relevance. How do they understand what's relevant to you? By the stuff that you comment on the most. Who do you comment on the most on Facebook? Whose stuff do you share the most on Facebook? Whose messages do you respond to on Facebook? Okay? So that's how they're deciding relevant information to you. What does that mean to us as businesses and going into the internet as internet marketers? That basically means that right now, if you build the relationship with people, you have them reacting to your posts. When you've got a fan page that you're sending out information and content, people are commenting on it, they're liking it, and they're sharing it, and there's an art to going and getting them to do so. But if you've got them engaging with you, guess what that means? That means you're going to be the one who owns the relationship. You've probably heard this said many times before. It's not the list, it's the relationship that you have with the list. Never before has that been so true. It's not just the relationship, and the relationship with the list is defined by two things. The value that you give them, which in turn gets them to go and take action. It's a very, very important point, and it's something that you want to go and probably write down, because in your metrics as to how successful you're being, it's A, the value, and you can measure that value by how much that they're sharing, they're commenting, and obviously, finally, whether they're buying. Okay? That's a big metric for you. But if we understand that whoever gets in there right now and owns these relationships and has that engagement, as the natural flow of technology is moving on the internet, with Gmail, with search, with all search, integrating social, which is, it's not just an inevitable, it's happened. It's just going to be improving more and more. As that happens, 1 to 2 years down the line, anybody who's trying to get in is going to have the hardest time of their life trying to go and enter into the space. And the reason why, an analogy for that would be kind of somebody who gets, arrives to school 2 terms late after everybody started. It's the first, they're going to high school, it's the first year in high school, and then trying to get in when the cliques have already formed and nobody's paying attention to you. The people who get there in the beginning right now and understand what it is that they're doing and start marketing effectively and engaging effectively, those are the people that are going to own the ability to message their potential customers and existing customers. Because at the end of the day, one of the most important things in your marketing is your ability to get your message in front of your market. If you can't get your message in front of your market, no one's talking to you, no one's listening to you. Basically, you're finished, you're hosed. So with that said, let's go and have a look at Facebook fan pages, because right now, they're one of the most important places that you want to be putting your focus. So, first of all, when you go and you set up a page, I promised you that I was going to tell you about naming your page and the importance of it as well. So if you want to go and set up a page, you go to facebook.com/pages/create.php. As you can see on the screen, there's two options: community page on the left, official page on the right. So what does this mean? We always recommend that you use official pages, the option that you saw on the right, because you don't want Facebook taking over your page if it becomes popular. Community pages are okay for a short time, but after a while, you can possibly use them for affiliate marketing purposes at the beginning as well. But once you go to like a semi-decent size and you become popular, Facebook very kindly will manage the page for you. That means they will kick you out, remove you as an admin, and swipe the page from under your nose. They do this to go and prevent spammers misusing the page's newsfeed access and viral power. Now, you've got a choice of three main types of official page. Local business, you can be a brand or an organization, an artist or a public figure, and each of those has different information on the info tabs. So for example, if you're a cafe, you'd want to tell people your opening times, and if you're a brand or an artist or something like that, you'd want to tell people about your interests, which is not obviously appropriate for a cafe. So I recommend that you play around with the options and just get a feel for it before you actually launch your proper page. Now, naming your page. The most important aspect of naming your page is choosing your name. In terms of, we'll talk about in terms of keywords in a second, but I want you to be aware you can't change the name of your page once you set it up and you've got more than 100 fans. So that's it. Whatever you've got, you're stuck with. So when you're naming your page, always think in terms of keywords, and choose an engaging headline that makes a difference to the way that people perceive you, and it increases your viral potential if you've got a good hook in your headline, because it's going to get into people's news feeds and it needs to be benefit laden. So one of the things, let's say for example, okay, crowd conversion, this is our fan page name, and it's got the headline straight after it. It's the hook. Crowd conversion, transforming your business through social currency. So there's an immediate benefit there, because when people are sharing your content, if you upload a video to your page and that video gets shared, for example, well, the name of your fan page is at the top of it or next to it as a clickable link. Now, when they look there, they're making a decision whether to go and join you and check you out and see what else you've got to offer. So straight away, in 2 seconds, that you've got the ability or not to go and engage those people. In fact, beyond that, before they even go and watch your video, they're seeing the text that's above or next to the video or next to the post that you've gone and made. So obviously it's important straight away, talk to them about benefits. One of the things that we teach is the secrets to go and naming a page so that it automatically hooks people in, because if you get this wrong, then at the end of the day your page is going to fail. Very important. So your name needs to specifically refer to your business or you as a person. This is Facebook's rules, okay? If you use generic names like chocolate or internet marketing or whatever it is that you do, Facebook will go and take your page as soon as it becomes successful. They'll swipe it from you and they'll turn it into a community page, which is not pleasant. So for example, here's a page which was called Solve Horseback Riding Fears. And that was a page that was owned or is owned by one of our students. And when they made the change, I think it was back in March, when they made the new rules about naming your page, I phoned up the head of mobile marketing in Facebook, and I asked exactly what it is that it needed to be changed to. And his specific recommendation, this was coming from him, he said change it to Solve Horseback Riding Fears by Jane Savoy. And that's what they were happy to go and accept, because she wasn't now owning this sort of generic, this whole generic term and generic space. One thing that you need to understand, though, is that a Facebook page, just having a page, is not a marketing strategy. It's like having a website is not a marketing strategy. Obviously, it's a tool. It's a very important tool, obviously. If you want to do business on the internet, it tends to help to have a page on the net. But, having just that page, we need to start thinking, okay, I'm going to make the page, and now I'm going to go and implement and have put together a plan and a marketing strategy to start driving traffic to this page and engaging people. So I'm going to talk to you now a little bit and teach you how to go and create a great looking Facebook fan page. We'll give you a resource to go and create a Facebook fan page in under the space of 5 minutes. And I particularly like this because I'm not exactly a techie myself, and it enables you to go and kind of spit one out very, very quickly. So if you go to northsocial.com, you might want to write this down. And by the way, no, I'm not an affiliate for them, and I don't work for them either. But it's got a series of apps that you can add to your fan page, and you pay sort of a very minimal monthly fee. There's no coding and no FBML required. So they've got a bunch of stuff here that you can go a showcase page, a video page, sweepstakes page, RSS feed, a sign-up form, all that kind of stuff, which is really cool to go and stick some of these on your page, on your custom landing tabs. For those of you who don't know what a custom landing tab is that on your page, you're allowed to have a number of tabs, and you can you can decide what tabs people land on when they first arrive on your page. Is everybody following me so far? Please type in yes into the chat, and it will make me feel a lot better. Awesome. Okay, so here's one of the tabs which you can get in North Social, and it's called First Impression. And as they say, first impressions last. And this is why it's really important. As you can see here, they showcased it. And what it enables you to do is just, you know, when people go land on your first tab on your page, there's like a nice share button. It allows you to create a big image, 520 by 650 pixels, and you can link to your website from it as well. You can use that share button as well so that it will spread virally. Virally doesn't happen by itself. Okay, we're going to speak about that in a minute though. So here's another website which is called facebooktabsite.com. Again, that's facebooktabsite.com. And this allows you to go and design your own custom landing pages as well, really quickly and easily. And it gives you a simple editor similar to kind of Microsoft Word, where you can go and add text, upload an image, quickly create a Facebook landing page. So it's important to establish when you set up your page exactly what is your goal for the landing tab. Define your purpose before you begin. Okay? Always start with a goal in mind. So are you there? Well, I recommend first of all that you want people to go like your Facebook page and join your community. You want to capture email addresses as well. You can do to go and build your mailing list, depending on what it is that you're offering. You could also, if you wanted to, if it's a priority of yours, take people to your website or your blog, or you can get people to go and share your promotion or competition. I don't advise you to go and ask them to do too many calls to action, because you know it's like a kid with too many ice creams. You offer them like 5 and then they just sit there and combust. Don't give people too many options in life. They don't usually respond well. So here's an example of a landing tab. So there's some very, very important things here that I want you to get from this. So please pay really, really close attention. The stupid, stupid mistake that most people make is taking a gigantic picture, and do you see where it says warning at the top of the screen? They put a picture of themselves usually, and maybe the name of their brand or the name of themselves. Think about this, okay? Someone's arriving on your page, or you're arriving on someone else's page. You're very impatient. You're on the internet. You're pushed for time. And you arrive at the page, and all that you see there is a name of some person or some brand that you've never even heard of, or some great big picture that means nothing to you. And like, what's the chances that you're going to go, you know, when they say, hey, like my page, give me the ability to go and broadcast you every day in your newsfeed and stick my message in front of your face and interrupt your day. You're going to say, thanks, buddy, but no thanks, I'm off, I'm out of here. And that decision-making process takes about less than a second. It takes milliseconds. So what have they done here? This is our friends over at Mind Movies, very talented marketers actually. And over here, they've got a gigantic red warning sign. It grabs people's attention. Okay, we're ADD on the net. We need to grab people's attention in 2 seconds, and they give them an immediate benefit. Your life will change as a result of receiving and watching this video. Then the next place that your eyes go down to, but first you must like this page. So an immediate incentive to go and click that like button, and they've given them a clear instruction on what they want them to do. Okay, benefit laden, really important. Not your picture, okay? Not the name of your brand. Your picture is fine if it's kind of maybe further down in the page, but not in the first place when somebody's going to go and land on your page, okay? Tell them what's in it for them and what benefits you're going to give them. Now, some people might be reading and say, hey, but I can see the name Bob Proctor on here. What's he talking about? Bob Proctor is a very famous person who's been seen in the movie by over 200 or 300 million people. Bob Proctor's name in itself is something which is, you know, that's an attention attractor. If somebody sees Oprah is going to be doing this, they're going to pay attention. But if we're not massively known to the degree that Bob Proctor is, then, you know, it's not advisable that the first thing we're trying to go and do is pimp out our name. So we want to have a clear call to action, a benefit-laden message because nobody's interested in us or our brand. We want to go and direct people with both words and images. Knowing how to look at your page is really important to ensure your call to action pops out from the page. What colors will make visitors run a mile away and never come back, and what colors are going to create trust, okay? There's not enough time to go and explain all the details about that because there's a lot we've got to get through in a very short space of time. But you need to know how to organize your page as well. You do not want to make people scroll down. That's the second stupid thing that people do. Let's go and put the call to action right under the page where nobody can see it. Like I said, millisecond to grab their attention, millisecond to get them to take action. If you ask them to jump through a hoop, you're going to lose half your people that land on your tab. Okay? I think I've made the point. And it never ceases to shock me. All of these people are out there teaching everyone, yes, I've got this amazing FBML creator. Create your custom landing tab. In 2 seconds, you can be a millionaire. And then they sit there and like put all on their own pages, they've got their calls to action under the page. And there's no clear benefit there. And they're talking about screaming the name of their brand. But anyway, enough of my rant. So keep your page clutter-free, okay? Not too busy. And you need to know how much information that you should display and leave out. You need to have strategies and incentives, bold, underlined, to give people an incentive to click that like button. And here's a hint. Your newsletter is not an incentive to go and make somebody click a like button or to opt into your email if you've given an opt-in form on there, which you can have. Okay? The word, what does newsletter mean? It's some weird generic name for something that's going to go and spam my email inbox. Well, I'm thinking, I don't really want someone to spam my email inbox. No. If you're going to give them a report, tell them what you're going to give them. If your newsletter has got something in it that tells them how to grow, I don't know, apple trees, tell them, put your email address in here to receive weekly updates on how to grow your apple trees in the quickest and fastest manner possible. Okay, benefit laden. Okay, so next. You need to know what to ask for first. The like or the email, again, it kind of depends on what business you're in. It depends whether you're going to start. Look, I'm going to explain the viral power of the like button in a minute, and you'll be in a better position to go make a decision. You need to know how to also, get fans to go spread the word for you for free. And there's a specific strategy to doing so. It is an art and a science, and it's something we teach inside our advanced trainings. I don't have enough time right now to go into it for this presentation. But once you've set up your Facebook tab, you need to make it the default landing tab on your Facebook page. Is everybody with me so far? Please type in yes.
I think we got a ton of yeses.
Woo!
Good thing.
Okay, awesome. So now let's have a look at how we make it the default landing tab. So the first thing that we want to do is go to the fan page, okay, and we want to click on options in the top right hand side of the screen. Once we've clicked on options, then the settings link is going to pop up. We click where it says settings, and then the next thing that we do is we look at on the left side of the screen around about the middle. Click where, have a look where it says default landing tab for everyone else. What does that mean? For people who have not already liked your page, arriving on the page, we click on, we want to be able to put our best foot forward first. So we want them to land on a welcome landing page, specifically for new people. Okay? So you could call it welcome if you want. You get to name your tab. You get to choose. So once you've named your tab, you select the name in the drop-down menu, and that's it. You're done. You are now ready to start. You know, you've built the equivalent of your website on Facebook. Now you're ready to go start marketing it. Now, we teach different types of landing tabs that you can use and share the results of our specific split tests in our more advanced training. But for this training, I just want to give you at least some basics that you can get started with now. But one thing I will tell you is that you obviously need different landing tabs for fans and for non-fans. It's not appropriate, you know, to have, you want to have specific tabs because you want to incentivize people. You know, you can go and have your products on one of your tabs, for example, and you want to have maybe videos and stuff like that. We make a consistent, regular profit off one of the landing tabs on our fan pages, which has got an outsourcing video on there. There's a number of things that you can do. You can also, and this is really cool, you can create protected content so that only fans can see it. So that's an incentive, again, on your landing page. You say, click the like button, you'll be able to see exclusive content that's only available to my fans. And you can go and, you know, message your email list, or you can go and put a sign up on your blog or your website that says, hey, like my page, because on my page there's a bunch of protected content so that only fans can see it. What's important as well is knowing what to say in your welcome video so that your new visitors become engaged fans. Once again, that you've got the ability to go stick a video on your landing tabs, and there's a specific strategy to doing so. I don't have time to go and explain exactly how, but suffice it to say that video is very powerful. I'm going to show you an example of how one of our students has used it in a second. So I want to explain to you why your fan page is so powerful and why you need to focus on this. Putting the strategies that we've gone, some of the strategies we've just explained into place. This is one of our students that's had phenomenal success. Okay, I want you to have a look at her page. You can see over here at the top, very clear benefit at the very, very top, solve horseback riding fears. Okay, with a picture of her sitting on a horse and looking confident on a horse, which is what all of her market want. You know, they want to be able to be confident, and they're scared, and they can't. She's got a very clear call to action, asking people to like her page. She's got a very clear benefit in the right side of the page, and in the middle of the page there, that she's got a video, okay? As a result of using some of the strategies that we teach, and she basically put together this tab, she's gone and grown her fan page. I mean, she's engaging the audience in an amazing way. But she's grown her audience to 26,000 people, 26,693 fans in a year. But you know what the amazing thing is? The amazing thing is, in the space of about 1 month, she managed to get herself up to about 5,000 because she listened to us and strategically created her network and then invited them over to her fan page. Her business is booming now, and she followed the blueprint exactly word for word. The amazing thing is that she is by no means she's a technophobe. In her own words, she can't even, like, you know, she's freaked out by SMS. Another example, when people went and did this properly, and this might look like a shabby looking landing page, okay? This shabby looking landing page was chucked up by Sam Crowley. We put it up for him. It was actually done really speedily, and it doesn't look like anything special, but it's got a clear call to action. 90% of his fans were opting in to his email address. He had a 700% growth, okay? And that was, his 700% growth was just from the tab, just from using this. Unfortunately, he didn't follow up with much engagement, unlike Jane, who did follow like our more advanced strategies, and she bothered to engage with her community. But what he did was go and blow up his fan page and increase his email list by a significant amount of, a significant number just by doing this, which is really powerful. So you can immediately go start using this. Now understand, why is this so powerful? The average person on Facebook has 130 friends, and a lot of people have many more. When someone clicks on your like button, it spreads the message out to everybody in their network, another 130 people. And it only takes one person to get started, and it's easy, if you follow the way that we teach, to get up to 500 people. Now think about this, okay? 500 people on your fan page. It's really, really attainable for anyone. And if you can't do it, then like, wow, just give up now. It really is that easy. 500 people times 130 is 65,000 people more that you're getting exposure to because Facebook is telling their friends. Think about this as well, that the people in your market usually share similar interests. gardeners know gardeners, marketers know marketers, etc., etc. So if you set yourself up right in the first place, and you don't do what most stupid people do, and that's go for numbers. Let's go and add everybody that we possibly can and build this huge network. But what happens if you try and do that from the start and you're not targeted? Well, you just get a random bunch of people on your fan page that don't want to engage with you because you're not talking to them directly. You're speaking, you need targeted people on there. So it's not a numbers game at the beginning. It's about getting the right people there. And as they start to, Facebook draws their friends in, you're now drawing in a crowd of connected people who now know each other directly or through a friend of a friend. Let me tell you something. This is the most powerful thing you can ever have in your marketing is a crowd of connected people. Because people buy together. I'm going to demonstrate to you why. In a crowd of, when you've got connected people, that information and trends travel much more quickly through a network like this than, for example, on a disconnected email list where nobody knows each other. An example where we see the power of this is in schools. Everybody's either friends with each other or connected by a friend of a friend. So what happens at school? News travels like wildfire and trends spread like wildfire. We see it in school. Suddenly one kid comes in wearing a certain brand. Another kid wears the brand because the first kid did. Then it spreads to the third and the fourth, and that's it. Boom. You suddenly got like a massive amount of people in the space of it's astounding at how fast a trend will spread. The reason why is this so powerful? If I see a good friend of mine whose decisions I respect, joining a Facebook fan page or buying a product, let's say that Ian, my business partner, does it, I'm much more likely to go and buy it myself because I trust the guy. Crowds act like sheep and they follow each other. In an environment like this, your message is spread like wildfire. It's targeted, endorsed traffic. It's not a random person. Ian's liked your page. Therefore, when Facebook tells me that Ian's liked your page, it's like Ian's endorsed your page. Way more powerful. And this is incredibly powerful because top marketers have always known the best traffic comes when it's referred. A recent survey showed that the majority of consumers, I'm talking 74%, rely on social networks to guide purchase decisions. Here's if you want to go look up the study, this is it from the Gartner newsroom. It's a proven fact that people are now demanding to buy from people and businesses that they know, like, and trust. So how can you use Facebook's social plugins in your business? Well, there's a whole bunch. But I just want to go through a couple of them that you can use, that I've been using with massive success. I'm going to show you exactly how we use it in our business and for our clients. So the first is the comments plugin. You can stick this on your website or your blog. Here's basically what it looks like. And why is this so powerful? Well, one of the reasons, first of all, is that the average Facebook user, check this out, okay? Mark Zuckerberg said it yesterday in his presentation. 250 million people a day, 250 million are logging into Facebook and using it actively. The average user is logging in 4 times a day. Okay, so they land on your site. Often they're already logged in, so they don't have to enter their email address or something like that to leave a comment. I remember when I was a kid and I used to work in the market, and the market stall owner used to hire people to hang around his stall because it would draw customers in from the buzz created by seeing other people's interest. And the beauty here is that you not only see comments, but you see real people's faces, and even more so powerful if you see your friends' faces, and it gives you that human feel. Commenters can also share their comments on Facebook to their entire network at the click of a button, and just 10 comments like that shared can give you access to another 1,300 people's news feeds. Another thing that you can do is use the like button. We've got it at the top right-hand side of the page over there, which creates a clickable link to your website, which can exponentially grow your exposure. I'm really sorry. I know we're kind of pushed for time, and I'm trying to cram in a lot of content, so I'm going to have to zip through this and maybe have to skip out even a tiny bit of the content as well. I apologize. Another thing that you can do is you can have a like button for your fan page on your website, which subscribes people to your feed from your fan page. So you can now communicate to them, not just by email, but you can communicate to them as well into their news feeds. Why is this so enormously powerful? because you're hitting them through 2 channels of communication and you're starting to bring in a crowd of friends. Well, what do you think happens? This is something which is called a like box, where you can embed your fan page on your website. You see this picture over here. Again, you're seeing a community. If you see your friends' faces, it's like, wow, that feels really familiar. It feels safe. It feels so much better. We're in the middle of a massive launch at the moment, like I told you, and many of you may have seen our launch, and some of you left a comment underneath my free videos, and we used the comment plugin there. We used all the plugins that I just showed you, and it resulted in an extra 10% more visitors seeing my videos, joining my mailing list, and buying our course. I want to show you, this is on the far right hand side, these were the opt-ins, the people that gave their email addresses, and the number next to it, 5,845, is the amount of people that actually hit the page. The number next to it as well is if they hit the page many times, so then it's like that's the 7,000 odd number. I just want to do the maths, so I'm just putting up my calculator. So that's 2378 divided by 5845. That's 40%. That's from viral traffic, but it's targeted viral traffic because I position my message in a very specific way and incentivize people in a very specific way, excuse me, to go and share. The results of this, by the way, of integrating all of these strategies into my launch has been a double the amount of people opening emails to a regular campaign, double the amount of people clicking on my links in my emails, which means double the amount of people landing on my sales page and therefore double the amount of people buying. That's why this is so important. So I'm going to zip through this really quickly, but as you can see in the first few hours it was 72 comments. You know, within a week later it was 810. It's already like, I don't even know where it is now. It's probably about 1,500 or so that people were also sharing back onto Facebook. So I'm going to zip through this really quickly. There's no time to go through this. I want to give you another really important core. This is this is a secret weapon of mine that I haven't really shared ever before this week with anybody, honestly anybody. And this is a tool which is called Flowtown. Google it, look them up, okay? If you've got an email list, do you remember before I said there's the most important people in your network, that if you focus on them and you target them, that you'll be able to go and get yourself an exposure very, very quickly? Because when you engage those people on Facebook in the right way, that you get access to their networks, you plug your email list into this, and it allows you to identify the people on your list who are the most influential in social media. And it tells you who is influencing them. This is incredibly powerful. You can focus your attention on these people and cultivate relationships with them. Personally, if I've got a product, you know, I'd go and offer it to these guys for free, or I'd give them a taster for free, because if these guys start sharing my stuff and ridiculous, to the point that my JV manager phoned up. He phoned us up and he's like, dude, what the hell's going on? I've never seen a response like this in my whole life. And there's a reason why. We did Facebook ads, which you can get for pennies on the dollar compared to Google. I'm talking peanuts. And you're able to, like, over here, okay, you go and target the friends of the people who are fans on your page. And there's a reason why this is so powerful. When you go and target the friends of people who've already joined your business page, this is how the ad shows up. There's the name of the fan page at the top, which is a clickable link. In the middle is the image, and underneath says the name of one of your friends likes this, or many friends like this. Guess what? You're getting endorsed traffic, targeted traffic if you do it in the right way. There's a specific way you need to do it, but targeted traffic, and they're landing now, and you start to pull in a crowd, okay? What happens? By this, you end up pulling in crowds of people who know each other, which builds a community into your community straight away into a warm and safe environment. You build up your email list. As you can see, we built up our email list separately on our fan page into the thousands just in the last couple of weeks, okay, tracking through this ads campaign. But people are buying much more because they're seeing their friends buy it, because they're interacting and engaging with us on the fan page. So when you combine all of this strategy together, your email, your Facebook ads if you want to, your fan page, an engagement strategy, and a content strategy, you are able to explode your results through the roof. And not only that, we were also doing other ads on the internet. I got a call from the guys that are running our ads, externally in other places on the internet, Google Ads as well. And those guys phoned me up and said, what the hell's going on? Because the day that we switched on this campaign, we put in all of the like buttons and the comments and everything else, all of a sudden their clicks suddenly went through the roof. And they phoned me up and he said, I've never seen click-throughs like this. What on earth are you doing? I said to him, it's simple. Just today, all we did was we switched on the Facebook ads. We started engaging our fans. We had an email campaign going on, and we were incentivizing people using the plugins to share, to like our fan page, and to comment. And the combination of all of that together created an engagement that has been through the roof, to the degree that we built an email list from JV partners just in the space of about, I don't know, a week or so, to 25,000 people, okay? 9,000 people showed up to our webinar. 9,000. Okay, that is enormous. Compared to a list of that size, to have that amount of people show up is ridiculous, because the engagement is so massive when you go and do this in the right way. Right now, Facebook is a wide open market, and most people do not understand how to get into this opportunity. Most marketers, in fact, fall flat on their faces, and they end up worse off afterwards than when they started off in the beginning, because they just don't know what the hell they're doing. At the end of the day, I built up my own network now to 297,000 people and built a 7-figure business, but it wasn't always easy for me, okay? I got mentored. I didn't suddenly, God suddenly shined down this light on my head and suddenly I woke up and I was an expert marketer. I'm not going to pretend to you that I did. At the beginning, I started off, I had success. I did some Facebook ads. I built out a group of about 500 people odd, and I started sharing some cool content, some great information. It started to grow. And my first seminar that I did, I brought in just under $7,000. I was blown away. I wasn't expecting the results, but I'm not going to pretend to you that it was free sailing from there. It wasn't. I started to crash. I didn't know what I was doing. I freaked out. Me and my wife were sitting there trying to work out what to do, and I sought help. And I found somebody who was basically doing phenomenally well. He was part of 3 high-profile launches. His name's Ian David Chapman. And I basically drove the guy absolutely nuts until he agreed to coach me. And he laid out a blueprint for me. And as soon as I started to apply his strategies, my business just skyrocketed, my network skyrocketed, and it grew into what is now a 7-figure business. And he invited me to become his business partner. But it wasn't easy sailing, like I said. And the problem that most people have out there is that the few people who've actually genuinely figured out the formula to marketing on Facebook, they don't mostly teach it. There aren't many people out there that are really teaching it, that are doing it. It's very rare that you'll find people like that. Most people will regurgitate other people's knowledge versus the guys who are actually sitting there and doing the stuff. That's the reason why our clients, ranging from huge corporations to famous marketers and celebrities, startups, some of the names that I've told you about, they come to us to go and coach them. And one of the most important things, I don't care whatever it is that you do, check out the credentials of the people that are teaching you and make sure that they are doing what it is that they teach. So some of the people, so that and I think it's important that you understand whether you're learning from somebody who's credible or isn't, that have brought us in to go and teach them on campaigns, is people like Tony Robbins' his marketing team, Yao Ming's marketing team, John Colton, the famous world-famous copywriter, he's got his whole team going through our course. Alex Mandozian as well, got his whole entire team going through our course. Mike Collins as well in the real estate space, Dan Merrill, and many, many different spaces that people have gone and applied our teachings and had really phenomenal success. As you've seen, Right now, Facebook is integrated with every facet of the internet. It's become an inescapable part of our everyday lives. And trying to go and avoid the tides of change in the Web 2.0 world right now is futile with what has already happened and with the shift that's gone and taken place. Facebook marketing is no longer an option, it's become a necessity. And I don't care whether you listen to me or whether you buy my course or whether you don't. Right now, paying attention to what's going on Facebook and looking at the trends that have happened on the internet and where they're moving to is something which is absolutely crucial if you want to be successful marketing on the internet. So I told you at the beginning I was going to let you know about our Crowd Conversion 3.0 course that we've gone and put together, which is a complete Facebook marketing training that takes you through, the entire marketing strategy that you need to do in order to go be successful on Facebook. And it's the same strategy that we've gone and used with our clients and our 1,200 students and our own campaigns. And by the way, I didn't start off teaching social media. In fact, I didn't even do it by choice. I was in the personal development space. And people started coming to me after they saw my huge success after I was applying Ian's strategies, his blueprint. They started coming to us, asking us to teach them. So I wasn't one of these guys who woke up and said, hey, this is a good space to be in. I'll start teaching, I'll start teaching social media. People actually came to me and started requesting it. And then we went and put this into video training, making it available to all of our clients. So Crowd Conversion teaches you how to go and leverage Facebook's 500 million users to start driving free traffic, to go and build a warm and responsive email list so that you can start getting turnouts, the webinars, the kind of turnouts that I got, or the response of people going to your sales pages, etc. It's how to go and attract a crowd of fans, customers, and turn them into repeat buyers that end up also promoting you to the rest of their friends. So what's inside of the training? There's a lot inside of the training, and I don't have time to go through every single piece, but we've broken it. It's made up pretty much of 6 stages and phases. And the first is how to go research your market so that you understand exactly what it is that they want. Most people guess what it is that they want. Doing this, this kind of research gives you an almost psychic-like understanding of their needs, problems, and frustrations so that you can deliver solutions to them in exactly the way that they want to be served. Not in the way that we want to go and give them that information, how they want it. There's a specific way to go and do that research, and it needs to be done before you start your campaign. The second phase, we teach you how to go position yourself in your market and send out the right message so that people listen to you, they follow you, and they trust your advice when you advise them to go and buy your products. You learn the exact language here and information that you need to grab their attention and build instant rapport with them and a lasting relationship with your following. Remember that it's the engagement, and done the wrong way, you have to work very, very hard. At the end of the day, everyone says it's about relationships. Let's be honest, okay? I'm not going to BS you. What, can you sit there and build a relationship with 5,000 people? What are you going to do? Talk to every single one of them individually? No. What you need to do is understand the right content to go and share that's going to spark those conversations, and who are the most important people in your community that you need to go and pay attention to and bring into a separate group that you are monitoring the whole time that will get you that massive reach. That is the key. Then we teach you how to go structure your network to quickly and easily grow a responsive following of people who trust you and follow your advice. Remember this. Remember I said this at the beginning? If you strategically add the right people in a specific way, there's a way you need to add them, there's a way you need to engage them. Most people try and do this and end up pissing everybody off. Excuse my language, but that's really generally what usually tends to happen. There's a way to go and do it, and the right way that you're going to be warmly received by those people. And then when you go and do that, you're able to tap into their networks really, really fast. The next phase, stage 4, that you're now learning how to go use your fan page strategies, and strategies that most people don't even know exist, to go and build an engaged community and to pull in their network of friends. And if you do this correctly, you can explode your network really, really fast. We also teach you the right content, the right kind of content to share. Remember I said to you before that there's stages of different kinds of content that you need to go and share depending at what phase of your launch, of your Facebook launch that you're in. And there's certain content that you need to share at strategic times that will go warm up your prospects and ethically influences them to go and buy your products. And this part is the most understated but massively powerful part, how to turn your community into raving fans who will promote you for free. Okay? Every single person, even if they don't buy my products, one thing that they all go and do, I ask them and show them, I literally just ask them, I say, hey, listen, do me a favor, go and share my stuff. And I do it in a certain way, though. It's not just, yeah, hey, go share my stuff. I take them through a specific progression of content that I go and share. And once they've been through that progression, I make them feel like they're part of an inner circle. And there's a very specific way to do that. And once you've done that, these guys will shout and scream from the rooftops about you and draw you in other people and customers. In the 6th phase, you learn how to use Facebook events and webinars and teleseminars to go and build more trust with your community, and that makes them 10 times more likely to buy from you because it's a much more intimate relationship that you have with them once you've taken them through that stage. It leads them into the sale, and it draws more potential customers as well into your network and builds a great relationship with them too because you're adding value. In step 7, that we give you in-depth case studies that break down the most successful campaigns that we've gone and either ourselves done with ourselves for our clients or other people as well, startups and newbies that have really exploded their networks out there on Facebook, giving you interviews and step-by-step blueprints and action guides so that you can start putting these models into action right now into your business. In the next stage that we go and teach you, there's specific ad strategies and that most people don't know about. How to go and swipe your competition's customers from under their noses without them even realizing it using Facebook ads for peanuts. And remember before we told you the power of having groups of friends in your network all come into your fan page and bringing them onto your email list? So one of the things that we have is an entire blueprint for the ad strategy to go and use with your fan page with specific action guides to go and keep them warm so that they end up buying double the amount than before. But it all has to be launched. You have to line your ducks up, and it all needs to be launched at the right time with a plan. So we've interviewed also, apart from our Facebook Crowd Conversion 3.0 course, we've got a full-on ads training that we just put together. And this ads training is taught by 6 of the world's leading top ads experts. Not like the kind of stuff that other people are selling out there on the internet. Hey, half the people out there are selling stuff that doesn't even work anymore. They don't even realize that Facebook have gone and changed. Stuff that's like they're telling people strategies that are just not appropriate for now. This guy that you're sitting there looking at right now, his name's Ryan Pamplin. He's one of the Facebook ads teachers. He's made $5 million clean profit in the last 8 weeks. And when I was interviewing him or recording his teaching sessions for our course, my jaw nearly dropped on the floor. I could not believe what this guy was actually teaching. I was blown away. One of the campaigns that he did it with, by the way, out of interest, is amazing. He was selling iPhone cases for like 1 cent. 1 cent iPhone cases and making money on shipping and handling. And his ads were so specifically targeted. He's understood the strategy so well. He was getting leads for peanuts and was able to go scale up this campaign to $5 million in the space of 8 weeks. And he literally gives away the strategies that he's using with his clients and on his own campaigns as well. The secret tips and tricks, how to go and get your ads for 90% cheaper than everybody else. You have to understand that Facebook ads, as it is, are way cheaper than Google. And there's a certain way to ensure that you get your ads for really cheap. And there's a certain strategy to making sure that your traffic gets seen by quality targeted people. Because guess what? Most people don't know that Facebook will go and take your traffic and stick it in some garbage part of the website where you're never going to get targeted traffic and wonder why your ad campaigns are failing. But if you know exactly what you're doing, you can get it in front of the right people and get clicks for pennies on the dollar and get targeted people who turn into customers. You'll also learn from Jennifer Sheehan. She's earning $1,800 a day from the campaigns that she's running, selling other people's products on Facebook, and gives you some ninja tips. And she's worked with us on this current launch right now, and the results have blown me away. specifically which photos that you need to use and how to angle them in your Facebook ads to get people to click on them, which ads are going to go and create customers and which is going to create garbage traffic that will never buy. How can you use your ads when you've got people on your email list to make sure they start opening your emails? How can you target them? When's the right time of day to go target them? Another ads teacher is someone called David Bullock, and that he was called into the White House for his expertise. Many of you maybe know him from StomperNet, one of the world's biggest geniuses in split testing, but his social media knowledge is absolutely incredible. And he used Facebook ads to go and build a membership site to 5,000 people in the space of a single month. And he gives away strategies. They're like simple to understand, and they're the kind of strategies that when you hear them, it's like, wow, why didn't I ever think of that? It's not that it's complex, it's just information that people just don't know. Counterintuitive stuff kind of often, and he teaches all of his secrets in there. We've put together a course that this isn't some fly-by-night get-rich-quick scheme, and I don't want to pretend to you that it is. We've built this to go and build you a scalable and sustainable business today that allows you to go and build long-term, lasting financial freedom. What this means, it means you're going to be getting on Facebook, and it means you're going to be doing stuff, okay? You have to go and put stuff into action. So I ask you right now whether you're ready to go and make a choice that's going to have a very, very important effect on your life and on your business. Because having taught thousands of people, I can confidently tell you one thing, that the only people who end up getting results are the people that actually do something with our training and take immediate action. So I wanted to go and, for those of you that are interested and you want to go and check it out and have a look at the sales page, you can go to crowdconversion.com/, oops, let me just get up the URL. Give me 1 second. /stomper. But before I do so, oops, sorry, I lost my slides there. But before I do so, I wanted to go and show you, okay, exactly what's contained in the course. So there's over 50 videos contained inside of the course, and they take you absolutely from the beginning to the end of, like, if you're a complete beginner, all the way up to whether you're an advanced marketer. It doesn't matter. That we've got some seriously advanced trainings in there, and we've also included in the launch of Crowd Conversion 3.0, which is our latest product right now, the advanced trainings that we haven't gone and taught to anybody except a group of 100 students with tips, tricks, and strategies, the like of which, like some of the tools that we use, like Flowtown that I showed you, that we've never showed or shared with other people before. Because A, we didn't want it to kind of get out there, and B, they're extremely powerful, and C, if they're abused, people can seriously end up abusing these things, and we didn't want people to abuse them. We only gave them to the members of our coaching program. Up until now, that we were selling our crowd conversion main training for $997, and that's what it's been on the market for. We've added our advanced training, which we only gave our coaching member clients, which we charged them $497 for. And we've put together our Facebook ads training as well, which is going to be selling in a couple of weeks' time as a standalone for $997. But we've put together a package just for this promotional period right now with a very special offer as well for everybody who is a StomperNet member. And we've included as well a 4-week coaching program. And one of the reasons why I included a 4-week coaching program, it's a group coaching program, is because my biggest success was having somebody there. I don't know about you, but I kind of found it very, very hard, especially when I was getting started on the internet, to hold myself accountable. And I knew that if I had a course, you know, a lot of times I'd had stuff that was sitting on my shelf for a year or 2 years, and it was hard for me to motivate myself. Then I got 4 weeks of coaching. It was 4 weeks of coaching. And then all of a sudden, during that 4 weeks of coaching, I got more done than I did in, like, probably that space was the most productive period of my entire life. Because I knew that I had to go show up, and I knew I had someone to go and give me feedback. And off the back of that feedback, you know, I was able to go and really, really speed forward the results that I got tremendously, really, really fast. So we've put together that 4-week coaching program. We usually charge $497 for it. But we've put together all of this in a package right now just for this promotional period at a hugely discounted price. And I'm also going to give you the bonus as well that StomperNet are going to be adding to. The kind of information that you're going to get here is the same tips, tricks, and strategies that we use when we charge large clients $50,000 to go run a campaign. And Ian and I are going to be holding your hands literally through that coaching program so that you can go and start implementing these strategies really, really fast. So let's get the price out of the way. So all of these 3 programs, the first is valued at $997, is going to be sold as a standalone. The Facebook ads also, it has been sold as a standalone up until now. The Facebook ads training is going to be sold as a standalone too for $997, and the group coaching webinar for $497. We've put all of this together for a huge discount where you can get it for $997, and there's a 3-pay option as well. And did you want to go through what the bonuses that you're offering for Stomper?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We should talk about that right now, just so people know what they'll be getting when they buy it from when they buy it through the StomperNet link that you're going to be giving them through that. So we put together a set of bonuses that I think are going to be really beneficial and complementary to what Robert's doing here. One of the things that I'm fascinated with all this Facebook stuff, because when I'm not a coach and a mentor to a lot of other businesses, hey, I own a bunch of e-commerce stores myself and a bunch of different internet properties, so this is all really important to me. So we sort of piece this together thinking in the same lines that this is going to be good for you. One of the things that I think is going to be most exciting for a lot of people is we're going to give you 3 months of full access to StomperNet. That's with no charge at all. You get everything that the StomperNet members get when they come in. It's regularly $197 a month. You get that absolutely free, and that means you get the tools that come with it too. Things like Market Samurai, Traffic Geyser, SEO Cast, Article Cast, Infusionsoft, Stomper Commerce, Stomper Social, Stomper Cast, Communicast, Reviewcast, our S3 Flow Shield tool, which is a thing that helps you with videos on Amazon S3 system, Stomper Scrutinizer, Stomper Storm. All those tools come with it too, and those are going to come with your membership too. So you're going to be able to use those in addition. Now you may be saying to yourself, geez, I'm going to be up to my ears in Facebook stuff. Where am I ever going to get a chance to use this? Well, you're going to find times because you may want to do some keyword research. So you want to go to Market Samurai, and you'll use that for some keyword research and to check on niches and that sort of stuff. You might want to go to Traffic Geyser, drop in some videos and get some extra juice that way. There's all sorts of different things. Maybe you're going to want to add some articles too outside of Facebook and outside of that sort of thing. Well, ArticleCast is a great way to start adding articles out. And I mean, not to mention just all the tools, but all the information that's in StomperNet. If you don't know anything about SEO, if you don't know anything about optimizing your sites or AdWords or outsourcing or creating videos and that sort of stuff, hey man, StomperNet has all that stuff within it. That's all that information is there. It's years and years of videos, thousands and thousands and thousands of videos that have been put together, just for you. And you get all that stuff, no charge, regular to $197. That's about $600 right there. You also get a one-on-one session with one of our elite StomperNet mentors, and I'm one of the mentors. I've been doing this stuff online since '93, since before there was really a World Wide Web. I've been selling stuff online, and we have mentors like me that work one-on-one with customers, and you get that, and that runs anywhere from $200 to $500 a session. You get that for free, depending on who you get. Depends on the pricing and that sort of stuff. But you can work on Facebook stuff if you want to. I mean, I'd recommend Connie maybe sticking to the Facebook stuff with Robert here and his folks, because man, they're geniuses when it comes to this stuff. But maybe use it. You used to say, I'm not really sure how to do this market research, or I'm not really sure, how to grow my business, or I really don't understand how to do article marketing or something like that. Well, work with a mentor. Pick a mentor out who's going to help you with that. That's another, $200 to $500 for that session. And then one thing that's kind of interesting, and I can't tell you exactly what this product is. It's going to be coming out in December, first week in December. But it's our latest product. StomperNet's released products, not just StomperNet, but things like Smarts, our social marketing course we had a few years ago, Formula 5, which was just a fantastic business building course, things like that. The Stomper Social that we had was a social marketing course. We have all that sort of stuff there. Well, we have this. This is another thing coming out for you. I mean, if you've ever thought to yourself, if we wanted to collect opt-ins right from your YouTube videos, or maybe create a drag and drop video upsell and a downsell funnel, Or maybe you wanted to collect tips in your internet tip jar when people enjoy your free streaming video. They say they like it and say, hey, that's worth a couple bucks, so they throw that in there. Maybe it's a 3-minute video you do, and they say, yeah, a couple bucks, I'll do that. Have you ever thought that your content, wish that it was truly ranked by its value instead of just being at the mercy of whoever does the best job of marketing to rank your video? Or maybe you could even make money from someone just embedding your video on their website. I mean, that sounds really complicated to do with video and all the sharing that has to go on involved. And the technology this new product is going to make it easier. It's going to allow you to do that, but it's also going to allow you to build lists on autopilot from anywhere your video is embedded. Think about that. Anybody who embeds your video, you're going to be able to build a list on that. Build video upsell and downsell pages without knowing anything about code. Drag and drop to create video sales pages. Create plain text affiliate links that your customers aren't afraid to click because they say, hey, this is something that's going to sell me something, or somebody's going to be making a commission here. You'll get Amazon S3 hosting for free with this whole thing. So if you get this package tonight, in fact, we're going to offer these bonuses up till the end of the day tomorrow, till midnight tomorrow Eastern time. If you buy and get involved with crowd conversion now, if it's something that you say is right for you, and let's think about it for just a second before Robert even goes into all his pricing and all that sort of stuff. I just want to emphasize this. As a marketer, you may be thinking to yourself, is Facebook really for me? Is it something I'm really going to use? And stop for a second and ask yourself, would you be saying that about Google? Is Google something that really fits into my internet marketing strategies? I think if you said that at any internet marketing conference, somebody would slap the hell out of you. Of course Google's part of it, and of course Facebook has got to be part of it now. And you can wake up tomorrow morning and you can say to yourself, geez, how am I going to do this Facebook? What am I going to do? I just don't know how to approach this at all. I'm going to start over here and maybe find some friends and some fans, and geez, how did he say to do this stuff? And I'm trying to figure out how I can get paid ads, and maybe I'm going to overpay for ads, and geez, that's going to cost me a fortune too. What am I going to do? Or you can wake up tomorrow morning and you can be a member, part of crowd conversion, and have all those questions answered for yourself. Be able to go into this with a real, and this is one of the things I really, really dig about Robert and what he's doing here. He's not just giving you a bunch of tactics. He's not just saying, hey, throw up Facebook ads. He's having you create a big, giant strategy around creating a Facebook empire, sort of, a Facebook marketing empire for you to build your businesses. What's cool when you know the strategy, too, is you can do it again and again and again. You can continue doing it. You could maybe build yourself a business helping other businesses do this. Heck, you never know. You could just keep picking niches and doing it for yourself. I think that's what people have been doing, for the last years, figuring this stuff out and making a ton of dough on their own, just doing this on their own. So ask yourself, is this something that's going to be right for you? And I'm pretty sure you'd say, if you're really honest with yourself, and those of you guys that know me, know that I have a process called getting naked. And you got to get naked, and say to yourself, is this something I'm really going to use? And of course it is. Of course it is. When you really get naked and you really are outright with yourself and say, what's the reality of this? Is of course I need Facebook. So you really do want to get involved with something like this. And StomperNet gives you, what was that? There was if we just said the Elite Stomper Mentors are $200. The early bird access to the new thing that's coming out in December, I can't even tell you what it's called, and I can't go into all that stuff with you, but that's going to be worth some dough to you. 3 months of StomperNet, you're looking at $200 there a month. That's $600. We're looking at $800-900 you're talking about here in general. Just doing this, you're getting in bonuses from this. It kind of makes it a no-brainer to say, I should get involved with this. I'm sure Robert, probably has a guarantee that goes above it all and that sort of stuff, but really, you put the time and attention into it, you're going to get an awful lot out of this. You're going to finally have yourself a Facebook empire that you're going to be proud of, and you're going to be proud of going to people and saying, Facebook, yeah, it's cool for you to be talking your kid's soccer game. I just made $1,600 last night on Facebook. I just made $3,000 on Facebook, because of Facebook, that sort of stuff. That's what I'm looking forward to. Sorry, I know I got a little bit longer than we expected to, but I'm really passionate about this stuff, Robert, and I think what you're teaching is really great. And I think that StomperNet members, got to get it. And anybody else, if you're not a StomperNet member, you should get it, because now you can be a StomperNet member too. Back to you, Robert.
Thank you.
Is anyone still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Wow, thank you so much for I basically spoke to Andrea before a couple of days ago before we did the call and said I want you guys to go put together an amazing bonus, but I wasn't expecting that. That's huge. And wow, the ability to have the coaching calls, and just to put this into perspective, and I'm not saying this to blow my trumpet, just so that you realize the value of this. We get paid $2,000 an hour to go and do coaching with people. You're going to have access to us on the live group coaching calls, where we're going to critique your stuff, look at your websites, look at your fan pages, look at your whole funnel, look at your whole process, teach you how to go and hold your hand to go and build your own plan. And on top of that, you're going to get a mentoring session as well, which is pretty huge from one of the Stomper mentors, and that really, really will make a massive difference to you. I wanted to take you through the back end so you could see what it looks like for yourself. And if you, by the way, I forgot to mention, the guarantee is a 30-day guarantee. You get to test drive it, try it out. If you don't like it, you don't think it was worth your investment, send us an email to support@crowdconversion.com and we'll just send you a refund without any questions answered. But I wanted to go, if you want to go to the sales page and have a look at it yourself, go to crowdconversion.com/stomper, sorry. And I wanted to show you over here. So here's the training, which is Facebook 101 if you're a complete beginner. And there's all the videos here about Facebook rules, how to set up your account, adding your personal information, your privacy settings, Facebook applications, the newsfeed, and email settings, etc. Then, if you're a more advanced person, you already know all of that stuff, you go through the core training, and here are the videos which are all part of the core training, and just give you the foundation of what it is that you need to know, the mindset that you need to approach Facebook with, the rules, how to go and research your target market properly, keyword research, how to brand yourself and position yourself in the right way, how to manage your friends list so that you're super effective on Facebook, all the viral actions that you can take, how to tap into evangelists and influencers, how to go and maximize the wall and the newsfeed, understanding the newsfeed algorithm and what gets priority there and when and where you should go and post, how to go and find your target market on Facebook and start like bringing them into your own communities, your email list, your fan page, and ultimately to turn them into customers. Here's the Facebook business training as well. Sorry, it's taken just a second to go and open up. And there's a whole bunch of videos in here as well, like ton of content for you, covering everything from Facebook business pages, how to create your page, custom landing pages, engaging your audience, how to promote your page, how to use Facebook events to get your message into people's email inboxes, how to leverage events so that you get a viral spread, you suck in people's friends as well into your fan pages and build a really great community, how to create your events, manage your events, starting up groups as well, easy and article strategies, how to import Facebook notes and get your message out there, how to go and position yourself as an expert or as a trusted person on Facebook very, very quickly so that people follow your advice. We've got training here on Facebook Places, and we're going to be adding training which is going to roll out all the changes, it's going to explain all the changes that Facebook are rolling out with Facebook Deals, which if you haven't heard about it and you're a local business, oh my God is all I can say to you. Jump on that on Facebook Places because it is absolutely huge. We've already seen what it's done in Foursquare for businesses, and now that it's come onto Facebook, which has just got so much more volume of traffic, it enables you to incentivize people for them to go and find you on their phones while they're out and about and literally engage with you, find deals, incentivize them to go and share your offers with their friends. There's so much in there. It's amazing. Facebook social plugins training, introduction to the plugins training, how to go and use all of the different plugins on your websites and your blogs, affiliate marketing, Facebook for professionals, a section for authors. There's also a section for musicians. There's the ad training as well. There's just so much in here. Here's the this is the guides with the 4-week coaching program where all of these trainings will get recorded. You can send in an email if you can't make a session, and we'll record the answers for you. We've got all kinds of coaching materials. Coaching 2.0 is the super ninja strategies that we taught that we never taught to anybody else. And there's 4 hours of that. There's critiquing of people's websites and fan pages. And there's a ton of special bonuses that I haven't even gone and mentioned in here. There is so much stuff in here, but literally you can just get started with it. We've designed the coaching program to take you through those 4, there's going to be 3 weeks before the new year and 1 session after January so that you get the kickstart at the beginning of the new year as well. We teach you copy here if you want it, how to create video as well that's going to be, come across really well by somebody who's come out of Hollywood that's going to be teaching that. How to create products as well really, really quickly, viral products, personal branding, how to go and turn your small lists into big sales, and a whole bunch of other bonuses and surprises that I'm not going to go into right now. So pretty much, I think that's covered it. We've designed this so that we will hold your hand through the process and that you lay the foundations over the space of 4 weeks. okay? After that 4-week period, you don't need to keep doing this, and you can go and just jump onto Facebook for about 15, 20 minutes a day and be super effective. In fact, to tell you, during my launch, I've actually got more done and got more results on Facebook than any other period of my life, because I laid the foundations correctly and that I'm super focused in what it is that I do. It's not about the volume of activity that you do on Facebook, it's the focus of the activity. It's like the 80-20 rule. It's where you put your attention and focus your attention. If you focus it in the right way, you will get the maximum massive results. The lady before that you saw, Jane Savoy, she's by no means a technically, I told you, she can barely use SMS. One thing that she did do was just dive in straight away, take the action guides that we've got for the courses, that when you go to the videos, that they've got action guides to them. Each video has got the ability to go and listen to it in audio as well. You can download over here in the ebook too, and you start putting this into action, okay? And straight away, within the space of 4 weeks, those that have implemented out of our students have got the results. As simple as that. We've had some students that are not typical that have had results within hours. We've had some students that have had results, amazing results, within the space of a week to 2 weeks. But the typical person needs to go and lay the foundations for the space of 4 weeks, and you will see a massive, massive return on your investment. This is hands down the best training in the market on Facebook. And the ads training as well has got the best people that I have ever seen on the planet. People whose results speak for themselves. Forget about, what everybody else says and talks about and this kind of stuff. It's the results. Every single one of the people that's teaching this course has a either 6 or 7-figure business as a result directly of using Facebook. So you're in good hands. We will hold you by the hand. We will answer all of your questions. And with a team like this, that there is no question that will remain unanswered as you go through the training. So once again, go to crowdconversion.com/stomper. You'll get all of this, all of our 3 packages, plus our advanced training, plus the massive bonus that StomperNet have given you. And on top of that, you're going to get a one-to-one session with one of the Stomper mentors as well. And I would recommend that you go and use that for your keyword research, probably, that you'll get a massive result, or get them to go and help you to optimize your websites so that as you start to drive the traffic from Facebook to your websites, you can start turning this into cash really, really quickly. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We've got a couple of questions come in. Someone asked, is this gradually released or is it all at once? No, you get access to absolutely everything all at once, straight away as soon as you log in. Somebody asked, is there a 3-pay? Yes, there is a 3-pay option on the sales page. Let's have a look. What else? Somebody said, will this help with realtors? Massively so, especially with the Facebook ads training. Let's see. If you have more than one company, will you help with both sites? Yes, definitely we will. Someone said, is this a wedding? I'm a wedding photographer. Will this work for me? Okay, I'll give you one example of a quick tip as an example from our course. If you're a wedding photographer, first of all, you can use Facebook ads for peanuts, okay? For absolute peanuts, for 9 cents, probably around the 9 cents a click mark, something like that, give or take. Every single person on Facebook who gets engaged changes their profile settings, usually. That means that you have the ability, and people aren't engaged for a whole big period of time, so it's not like, that kind of a lead goes stale. You're able to go and target those people, specific demographic targeting to everybody who's just gone and changed their profile to engaged. That's just one strategy. The word of mouth, photographers work by word of mouth, primarily. It's one of the biggest things, at least. The biggest recommendation, so many people have been burned by bad photographers, and there is nothing more, warming and makes you feel more trusting than when you get a word of mouth recommendation. This course will definitely give you the ability to go and leverage that in an extremely powerful way. I hope that answered the question.
There's one here where they ask, is this for people who sell products or just people who sell services?
It's for both. It's absolutely for both. Do we do translations? No, we don't. Not as of yet. We've had a lot of people ask us to go and actually translate our courses, one into Thai and another guy into German. Somebody said
here. I'm
sure.
sorry. Oh, there's a question. Is this a program for people that know nothing about how Facebook works and not a lot about internet marketing?
Is this for people who don't know about Facebook but do know a lot about internet marketing?
But don't understand either really very well.
This takes you absolutely by the hand. James Schramko, I don't know if any of you know him or not, extremely talented marketer, millionaire marketer, and he went through our course and his response was, Robert, this isn't just a Facebook marketing training. This is a full internet marketing training, and it takes you from scratch. If you're a complete newbie, like literally if you need to just set up your Facebook account from scratch, if you don't know anything about keyword research, all the way up to, I'll put it to you this way, I've had the most advanced marketers literally begging me to get hold of our training, hold of this latest copy of the course. Alex Mandoza has just now got his new team to go through this entire course. John Assaraf, famously known as the $4.5 billion businessman, last night pinged me on Skype asking me to get him access for his whole team to go through this whole course. So it's like John Carlton, the exact same thing. From startup newbies, people who know nothing, all the way to the most successful internet marketers that are on the planet, many names that you've heard of, are going through this course, and it takes you from scratch if you need to, as you saw before, where there's the Facebook 101 section. Will take you all the way from scratch over here, or if you want, you can dive into the core training, the business training, and the ads training, and the super advanced stuff. And by the way, for those of you who want to get straight to the super advanced stuff, click on Coaching 2.0, and there's information in there that will blow your flipping mind apart. I'm serious. Information that I kind of regretted teaching for that price, in all honesty. Any other questions?
Someone asks, how long are the training materials from both Robert and Stomper available after the 4-week course? I mean, after they go through your 4-week course, do they still have access to all the videos and that sort of stuff?
Absolutely, yes, for sure. It's a lifetime access to this training, definitely.
And with Stomper, you get that for 90 days. So you have 90 days of StomperNet. You know, and that's kind of a cool thing too, Robert. If somebody doesn't have a lot of internet marketing experience, having the StomperNet tie in there, where we take you, from how to build a website to how to create a WordPress blog to, how to do advanced marketing, you'll be able to use your StomperNet membership to learn all that stuff too. It just, set yourself up to say, you know what? By the time I get to February, of next year, I'm going to be set up to be a marketing machine here. I'm going to have Facebook down. I'm going to have my internet marketing down. This is a perfect marriage to have for anybody really. But set yourself down. This is a lot of training, and it's something you're gonna be excited about doing.
Any other questions?
Let's see. Is it updated as things change?
That is a good question. Ian, are you on the line? That is a question for Ian.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find Ian here. Ian, are you there? Hello. Please come in, Ian. Don't go to the light.
Hello. Are we updating? Are we giving updates to the course as well? Yeah. Okay. So the answer to that is yes.
As Facebook changes, this will change. This will be updated too. So that's cool. That alone is just, I mean, this is a perfect package for anybody who's into building a business, online or offline. I mean, offline businesses, just your local shoe stores and your local bakery and your local, look what Starbucks did, for heaven's sakes. Of course you can use it locally. What an incredible opportunity this is.
Locally, cool. When we go and roll out the training for Facebook Places, when I say this, I mean this literally with my hand on my heart. When I saw what Dan Hollings was doing with Foursquare for local businesses using mobile marketing, I was in a state of shock. And that's in Foursquare, which is a peanut compared to the size of Facebook. Now, those strategies of mobile applied on Facebook, people don't understand that there's a volume of traffic on there that you can't get anywhere else in the world. There's exposure. If you're using Facebook ads or whether you're going for free traffic, you can never get that kind of volume in any other, there's no other way to get it in the world. Second of all, that what it's done, it's, you know, the Facebook, rolling out the Facebook like buttons all over the internet and the social plugins means that we basically suddenly started going shopping with our friends, with our communities. We take them through our experiences of life wherever we are on the internet. And now what they've done, and you've just seen what's happened, that they dwarfed Google in 6 months for referring traffic to websites, and they have just rolled it out into local businesses, into the real world, online and offline. I've seen what's happened when Foursquare has been applied, and this is like Foursquare on steroids. So absolutely the answer to that is yes. And not only that, but you've got the ability to go and target people in your local areas as well and do phenomenal things. People don't realize you can do such laser targeting ads on Facebook. I can go and target you specifically by yourself, and you won't even know it. I can target you specifically as a customer, and you would never guess in a million years. Do you know how powerful it is to go and do that? That people don't realize, and they think it's a generic ad, and actually really you're doing laser targeted advertising. Most people get this horribly wrong, but when it's done right, you've got the ability to start getting customers for peanuts. I mean pennies. Compared to other advertising campaigns, you will never, ever, ever get traffic this cheap and this targeted. Any other questions before we close up?
Let's see here. The Foursquare virtually dead in the water? No.
When's the deadline on your bonus? Is it only for people on this call?
Yeah, the deadline on this enrollment for the Stomper bonuses is going to be end of the day tomorrow. So midnight tomorrow Eastern time is when we're gonna cut those off, because we can only take so many people in, giving away all this free stuff. But jump on it now. Jump on it tonight or tomorrow, and you'll be in.
Okay. Somebody asked Vicky that she is a Crowd Conversion 2.0 customer. Will she be getting access to the upgrade of the 3.0 program? No, it's not automatic. That if you check your email, that we sent out an email to our customers for the upgrade, because it's not really just an upgrade, it's really a different, the Facebook ads training is a program in itself. It's not an upgrade, it's a completely brand new course, and the coaching program obviously is something which isn't part of Crowd Conversion 2.0. As Crowd Conversion 2.0 customer, that you will have had all of the updates, everything that's changed on Facebook, that we gave that out to all of our customers that bought 2.0, because we like looking after people and over-delivering. But in terms of all the extra stuff, as in the advanced training that everybody paid for, that was sold, you know, a couple of months back, that they had to pay for, I don't think it's fair on those customers for me to be giving that away to everybody else who didn't pay. So we've given a very, very special deal. Go and check your email, or just shoot us an email at support@crowdconversion.com, and you can get that as an upgrade at a very special price that we're looking after our existing customers with.
Robert, there's a couple people who've bought already, and they wanted to know how to get their Stomper bonuses. I believe what you're going to do is send us the names of people who've bought.
Yes, we're going to email you straight away after the call. I'll send you the names of the people who bought, and they can get started with their bonus immediately.
There you go. So we'll be in touch with you, Mike. We'll let you know. But hey, congratulations. I'm glad you saw how cool this stuff is. I think it's incredible. Cool.
Somebody asked it.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you answered that question. I think we've answered all of the questions. Okay. One thing that I ask everybody, if you felt that you got benefit from the training and you enjoyed yourself, hop over to our fan page and leave a comment and let me know how your experience was. For those of you that bought, I congratulate you and can confidently tell you that you are about to get access to some of the world's most talented marketers that are on the absolute cutting edge, doing stuff that most people will wake up and realize has already happened in 2 years or a year's time, and realize that they've been left for dust and missing out on literally the biggest opportunity right now that I've ever come across in my life. the pool of talent that is available to you on this course is something which is out of this world, which will become extremely apparent to you the second that you get inside of the training. I want to thank everybody who listened, everybody who joined us tonight, and I want to thank you as well for hosting me.
Oh, no problem. One last question, just because it was an important one. Somebody said, well, the stomper session, is that going to be a pitch for more coaching? No, it's going to be whatever you want to work on. You know, whatever you want to work on, you let the person that sets it up with you know what you really want to work on and what you want to be coached on and mentored on, and we're going to work with you on that. And it's not a pitch for more coaching. Hey, if you like it, it's great to stick on and more coaching. But if you don't, no, we're not going to do that. Don't worry about that, Wade. You asked me why we didn't answer, and I just didn't see it there. So there you go. It's answered. Cool. And hey, Robert, thanks so much for being here for everybody. This has been, I know we kept you almost an hour over what we were supposed to. I really appreciate you being here. I can't wait to see the whole crowd conversion course. In fact, people that sign up, don't be surprised when you see my name in there, because I'm planning on running the gauntlet with you guys. But make sure you get in though before tomorrow night, or you're not going to get the StomperNet bonuses, and that's worth, I think we said, what was that, $800-900, something like that. So jump on that. I hate to see you miss that, and we'll see you in there. Robert, great webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, gang. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you inside crowd conversion and inside StomperNet. Take care, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.